to support the platform just in case anything like this happens again, you can do it by way of PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, and also by the Anchor. And you can also further support the platform by way of going to the Teespring store or the shoe store that is located in the comment section below. Eliza Fletcher, a Tennessee-based teacher whose grandfather, Joseph Orgill III, co-ran the Memphis-based hardware distributor Orgill Inc., was abducted in the early hours of Friday morning while jogging near the University of Memphis campus. Memphis police state that a vehicle of interest in her abduction has been located and a man who was inside was detained, but there are still no signs of Miss Fletcher. While Fletcher's total net worth is unclear, she is the Harris to Orgill Inc. fortune as of 2020. The business is worth over $3.2 billion and ranks at the 143 spot on the Forbes list of America's largest private companies. Fletcher, who teaches pre-kindergarten, was reportedly exercising at around 4:30 a.m. on Friday in purple jogging shorts and a pink top when assailants in a dark SUV pulled up and violently forced her into the car. He was reported missing at around 7 a.m. and upon examining the scene, police officers state that they discovered Fletcher's shattered cell phone and abandoned water bottle. Family is offering $50,000 reward for any information as to the whereabouts of Fletcher, and she is described as white, married mother of two, 5 foot 6 inches tall, weighs about 137 pounds, with brown hair and green eyes. Instagram account is a wall-to-wall showcase of her husband of 8 years, Richard Ritchie Fletcher III, and her two sons. Police were seen towing Fletcher's family car, a white Jeep Wagner, from the home Friday afternoon. Night, deputies with the Shelby County Sheriff's Office spent several hours searching a wooded area of Overton Park, a park about 1.5 miles from where Fletcher was abducted. Now, the interesting thing about this is that they listed two guys in one of the other stories, right? And they sound like brothers. So you got one who is Cleotha Abastian, right? They said Cleotha Abastian is 38, was detained on Saturday, September 3rd, 2022 by Memphis police. He was found inside an SUV that authorities were searching for in connection with the abduction of Memphis mother of two, Eliza Fletcher. They also stated that on Sunday, September 4th of 2022, Cleotha Abastian was arrested and charged with especially aggravated kidnapping and evidence tampering after Eliza was kidnapped. The police department also stated that the investigation into the abduction of Eliza Fletcher is still actively ongoing. Later on, they also stated that you have Mario Abastian, age 36, was charged with possession of a controlled substance with intent to manufacture and sell fentanyl, possession of a controlled substance with intent to manufacture and sell heroin, and convicted felon in possession of a firearm during the commission of a dangerous felony. Both men have been booked into the Shelby County Jail, but they also stated that the second man, Mario Abston, was not believed to be connected to Fletcher's abduction at the time and has been charged during the investigation. So that man, the second man, Mario, was not even charged due to the fact of the having anything to do with the kidnapping. He was charged on completely separate things, but they're charging him. They're trying to hold him and charge him on completely separate things because I guess they feel or they think that he is linked and knows the potential whereabouts of where Eliza Fletcher, is at this moment in time, or maybe where her body can be found, because from the story they don't know anything about the Harris's whereabouts. Now this is a little bit of a different take. First, I want to sit up there and say this: the main thing that I've preached on this platform is that women need to learn self-defense. Women need to, understand that, no matter, right, what you have men tell other men, you're going to have men out here that are going to do whatever it is that they want to do. And you're going to have men out here that are going to deem and see women as weak. It is what it is. That's just how the world works, right? And the other thing is the fact of, I've stated a multitude of times before, at no point in time should uh, women, at least in this Western society, right? At no point in time should women be out at 3, 4 a.m. Going out and deciding that, yeah, I want to jog. Yeah, I want to exercise right now. Like, this is the best time to sit up there and do it. Knowing the fact that there is always somebody watching you, and this is basically proving that point. There's always somebody watching. Whether you know it or not, there is always somebody monitoring your moves, taking notes, looking at things from behind the scenes, whether you know it or not, right? This is case in point how a lot of people like, how would my neighbors know my business? That's because your neighbors are spying, they're watching, they're looking at your every move, right? And something that I find interesting that has not been answered, has there been any hits, right, on the family, right? Has anybody tried to dig a little bit deeper and see if they have people that are specifically after them for money, for blackmail, um, if they have people within their social circles that might have jealousy issues or certain types of problems? Or what about looking at the husband, right? Because if this woman is a Harris, right, and she had children, right, and by default, anything happens to her, because let's say that her father, whatever, whoever owns the company, right, if that person passes and there is no other kids, usually the money will go to the person that is closest in line, which would, be her, right? So if she's now gone, that would then mean that the money would go to the heirs, her heirs, which would be, both of her kids, and I think potentially the husband as well, due to the fact that he's taking care of the kids. Um, how come that's not getting mentioned? How come the husband isn't being looked at as a, potential individual that might have wanted, you know, something to happen per se, to make it easier in order to get the money? Like I said, they look at women all the time. Whenever there's a rich man involved, who do they look at? They look at the women, right? Then they look at other family members. Then they look at a potentiality of jealous friends, right? Or friends that they had issues with, and so on and so on and so on. So I find it a little bit odd that, the story is just, in a sense, deemed to be okay. Well, the way that they painted this story in some of these articles, they were like, well, it was just this random white woman at 4 a.m. minding her business, just sitting up there jogging, and this black guy came out of nowhere and he just kidnapped her, and we don't know what happened. And I'm like, how do you leave out the fact that she's related to money? She's tied to money. Like, what I'm trying to make people understand here is that this had nothing to do with any type of color combination. This woman is basically money. She's a walking bank. For a lot of those hungry people out there, she's life changing for them. So if they feel like, hey, if I can, potentially do something here, maybe I can get some jewels or, whatnot or whatever, and, it could potentially change, my life or whatever it is, I'm pretty sure that was more than likely the thought process. Because I'm pretty sure online you have a lot of people trying to peddle the story as if it was just a random white woman just minding her business. Nah, son, she's money. She's a whole bank by herself. She can literally fix with the money that she's related to. She can literally turn around and buy up fix a whole city if she wanted to. So like I said, it's I just hope that people are realistically paying attention to a lot of things that's taking place. And like I said before, women better be paying attention to what's happening to other women. Like I said, a woman with this much money is crazy to think that you want to go outside and you want to try to live a normal life when you're not normal. That's the craziest part. Like I said, I don't really, in a sense, understand, a lot of these rich people out here. You need to conduct yourself as you would conduct yourself as you were in the day, or how some of your other friends do. You better have bodyguards. Have you some security. If you want to sit up there and jog, well, guess what? They're going to be sitting up there jogging with you. Or they want to set up a parameter where it is that, they're going to be in like some vehicles or whatnot or whatever following you. That's how realistically this should have went. If she, as a woman that is related to money, wanted to sit up here and do this at night, then she should have had some security. Obviously, the husband can't be with her because why? The husband's at home with the kids. So this is what she decided that she wanted to sit up there and do. Like I said, y'all, for the women out there, like I don't know what else to sit up there and tell y'all. Y'all don't want to sit up there and listen. Y'all hard headed. Y'all got a lot of individuals out here who don't, mean y'all no type of good, but y'all still want to do whatever it is that y'all want to do. And then when examples like this happen, y'all still like, well, it's the man's fault at the end of the day. I'm like, okay, you got two things that can be true at the same time, right? It's the man's fault at the end of the day, and women don't want to sit up there and pay attention and listen to actual logic when it comes into actually valuing and respecting the lives that they have. Because at the end of the day, it's like, well, it's the man's fault no matter what I sit up there and do. So you're right. If you put yourself, it is the man's fault. Man is going to sit up and do what he's going to do. But also, you have the ability to not put yourself in dangerous situations. You have it. You have the ability. Why not sit up there and jog when you got like 50 other people out there? Where there's eyes out there, where more than likely somebody would intervene if you were to get harmed or attacked. Why not put up your chances of survival better by just jogging during the daylight? I don't understand it, like I said, but hey, it is what it is at the end of the day. And I'm more than likely still going to hear and see people complain and still say, oh, you're blaming the victim and all this other type of stuff. I'm blaming, at the end of the day, I'm blaming both people. That's what I'm doing, because I don't got time for any of this nonsense and this foolishness that people want to sit up here and do.